This is Thrifty with Thrifty's Gaming News Podcast. Trying to say it more dramatic. Maybe people will stay for longer than 25 seconds. But, anyways, we are here tonight. We are back. We are live directly from the PS5. And, that's still something that our Xbox brethren cannot say. They can't stream live from their Xbox. That's just sad. They also can't share things to Twex or, do any of that. But anyways, we're not here to talk about them. Let's get into this. So this is my first show in 2 weeks. Actually, three, because I missed last week and I missed the week before. No, that's just 2 weeks. And so just want to say it feels good to be back. I'm still extremely exhausted from work, and once summer lets up, I'll be back on more of a normal kind of schedule, as it were. And so just want to talk a little bit tonight and go over some topics that I may have missed, topics I know I definitely missed. I got RP Gaming on here, and he is a Starfield guy. He's hoping to be a Starfield guy. That is yet to be seen, and so we're going to talk a little bit about that, especially with the leaks, and then Gamescom, uh, the stuff that was done there, talked about there, and so yeah, we're going to get into that, and first, I'm going to start off on some like housekeeping stuff though. So if you just want to follow along here, you're more than welcome. We're going to get on our intros though. And so, RP Gaming, how are you, sir? What are you playing right now?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Been kind of in a little bit of a slum, but picked up a new DualSense. So been playing Let's Take Two, or It Takes Two, yeah, on the PS Plus collection.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that PS Plus collection is rather nice. You might hear some noise. My wife is coming in, so the dogs might go a little nuts. Forgive me. We live in our house, so there's noise. And so, yeah, It Takes Two. My wife and I have been looking to kind of try that out,
Oh, it's
uh,
great.
but we haven't really made the leap to try it out, mainly because of time. And so, right now, I don't really have a game that I'm playing per se. Um, and this is one of my topics for tonight, one of the things I mentioned, uh, after Final Fantasy 16, I've been in a gaming like slump. Like I haven't been in one like this in a long time. I cannot find anything to keep my interest. And when I boot up the PlayStation, I'm like, man, I could just be sleeping right now, or I could be doing anything else other than playing a video game. And like, it's not even that I don't like gaming. Obviously, I love gaming, but it's just to the point that I'm like, I'm exhausted at the end of the day. And so being exhausted makes it super hard to play games, which makes it really hard to get out videos when the videos you make are gaming related and based off of, reviews of things and games that I play and games that I'm involved in or interested in, not involved in. I don't have any involvement in any of these games except buying them and playing them. Um, so it's just been super hard, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. Like, was it the Final Fantasy 16, the way it ended, that has me so jaded? Was it the fact that, looking at it through rose-colored glasses, I said the game was probably, one of my top three Final Fantasies, and looking back, I'm like, you know what? The game was actually probably about a 7.5, and it really did have quite a few flaws when I look at it as not a Final Fantasy game. And so, like, just kind of let down that I spent 86 hours with a 7.5 title that really let me down in the end. So I don't know if that has something to do with it or what. And so like I'm just sorry, I'm getting text from like everybody.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Oh, sorry. So like it's just hard right now. I've played a little bit. I tried Lawnmower Simulator because I was like, surely this is going to be just a time waster, fun thing, and I can't get past the sound of the lawnmower. Like it's just a constant mother loving hum, and it's been bothering me. And so I had to delete it. I was like, I can't play this crap. I can't do it. I can't. And obviously, I have a game that I'm looking forward to, and it's Sea of Stars. And I'm absolutely over the moon excited about Sea of Stars. But nothing else has grabbed my attention. Now, last night I played about 45 minutes to an hour of Lost Judgment, which I can say without a shadow of a doubt that Lost Judgment has piqued my interest. The combat has been upgraded from the first one. The visuals, the environments, everything looks a lot better, and it runs at 60 frames per second, which could have been why I didn't like the first one because I had just gotten done playing. Um, oh shoot, what did I just get done playing? Anyways, I got done playing a 60 FPS game, and I went to this and thinking it was going to be more action. Oh, it was God of War. It was the game that I played between God of War Ragnarok. What's up, Josh? And Hogwarts Legacy. And so I played that, and it didn't do it for me. I think I had like 6 hours to 8 hours in it, something like that, and I was like, this game just sucks. It wasn't fun. It was so slow. Everything took forever to get started in the game, and I got tired of everyone being like, dude, just keep playing it, keep playing it. I hate slow burn titles. I hate them. They drive me nuts. That's why it took me so long to beat Red Dead Redemption because I couldn't get past the slow burn. Or no, I'm sorry. It took me so long to play RDR2 because the beginning of it is like a 4 hour slow burn mess. And a good mess. It's a great story. But like, I don't know. I've been in such a gaming depression, it seems, for the past like well, since my live stream going over Final Fantasy 16. I felt like that kind of capstoned everything for me. And so that's another reason why I haven't done a lot of videos lately. I haven't done a lot of gaming lately. So yeah, um, that's pretty much everything there. Um, but what about you, RP? Have you ever like had that like where you've beaten a game and then all of a sudden after beating it you're like, I don't really want to touch anything like that
Yep.
has to do with gaming. Like,
So I'm kind of in the similar thing there with same thing with you with Final Fantasy 16. I knocked that out. I did not go back for the platinum. I can't bring myself to do that right now. Maybe
me either.
maybe a little bit, further in the future I might try to go back to it. But basically once I finish the story and the issues I had with the game, especially with the pacing, I had to beat it and I had to walk away. So I have so many games in the backlog. And right now, between Final Fantasy 16 and Starfield, that was a big space of time. And I'd actually talked about booting up Hogwarts and trying to go for the plat for that because I've yet to beat Hogwarts. And I was like, well, if I'm going to beat it, it's a big enough game that I can probably do the plat as well.
Oh, it's so fun. It's such a good
And
game.
I've not made it past that point. I think right now I am at where you talk to what's his face's sister that's cursed.
The
And
first time?
yeah, the first time where you're kind of learning like why she was cursed and whatnot. So I imagine I probably not made it very far into the story. But the thing is like you are looking at a Sea of Stars. That is like your next thing. That's your next big thing after Final Fantasy 16. And that between Sea of Stars and Spider-Man 2, that is the end of your 2023 as far as your major hits. Me, I am looking at Starfield and then Spider-Man 2. So there's that dip, that lower part of the roller coaster, and that is where we're at. And my backlog, I have so many games. Like I mentioned Hogwarts. I've mentioned there's other games I know I want to get to, like Far Cry 6 and stuff like that. All these games I have in my backlog, but I don't want to start another big game up. I don't want to start a 30 to 60 hour massive game when I know Starfield's right around the corner, and that's going to be, I think they said about 30-ish hours main story, and then you're looking at 100 to 500 hours in just side quest and jacking around. So that's like, I don't want to start a game, get 20 hours in, September 1st hits, and I just drop that game yet again another time. So I'm just kind of taking it easy. I'm playing It Takes Two with the lady, and we're having a good time. It's the first time me and her have gamed in a very, very long time. So we're just kind of enjoying it, taking it, couple hours at a time each night and just having fun. And it's a nice, relaxing ordeal, but I get that gaming depression because you're waiting for your next big hit, and your next big hit's not going to hit for you till the 29th. My next big hit's not going to happen until the 1st.
Yeah,
So,
and sorry, you keep saying next big hit. So, with that, let's get the mandatory Starfield banter out of the way. Um, so I'm sure you've seen all the stuff. I'm sure you've watched all the videos and all that. I haven't because I honestly, the gaming depression has gone over into um, watching gaming content as well. I haven't really been abreast on things that are going on. And so I am going to kind of default to you on this. I know that there was a leak where that showed somebody playing it. The guy was apparently not having a good time, and the game just didn't look just as impressive as it was supposed to. Then Doc Dark did a video. I saw his stuff. What's up, Toolman? Uh, I saw his stuff, and he basically made some good points. The guy was playing it on a TV, and you were seeing it through a camera while it was being shown on a television. So it is going to look a little degraded, a little grainy, but that doesn't mean everything is just going to be hunky dory with the game. I will go back to the video I released a week ago. I think it was a week ago. Was it a week ago? Might have been a week ago. Uh,
it was 12 days ago.
12 days ago. There we go. Like I said, I've been out of here. Uh, so basically, uh, I did that video of their marketing. Everything else sounds like I am terrified for this game. I am absolutely 100% terrified that it's going to come out and it's going to be the biggest, like, amazing, most greatest thing on PC, and the Xbox is going to look like the laughing stock of the gaming world. I just have a bad feeling. And so I know you're a Starfield guy. I screw with you about it whenever I get the chance. And what do you think, man? Do you think it's going to be amazing? Did Gamescom kind of hype you back up for it? Like, I know in that video I referenced the message you had sent me, but like, what do you think?
Well, the Gamescom live action trailer was cool, but it has really nothing to do with the game as far as gameplay and what you're going to be doing in the game. So the Gamescom commercial a little bit didn't really mess with me. I got actually probably a little bit more entertainment out of that guy that walked up on stage. That was a little bit funnier to me. Yeah, he's a pure asshole move. But anyways, so Starfield, when I talked to you 12 days ago, when I sent that message, I have listened to what the chat's been saying on different shows. I've been listening to what Twitter's been saying. I actually watched that 40-ish minutes of the leaked gameplay from that guy's crotch. So yeah, horrible leaking video. He needs to do something better if he's going to actually leak the video. Uh, But I watched bits and parts of it. I kind of skimmed through, seeing what I didn't want to ruin the first part, first hour of the game for myself. So in the video that he shot, it looks like it's running fairly smooth. Um, you can't really tell because the video quality is junk. Um, it looks like a good game. It looks like a good Bethesda game. But the issue is this is Microsoft Xbox next big game. And then there's people on one side of the fence that say, like, oh, well, Xbox and Microsoft had nothing to do with this game. This game was made before they ever got bought. My thing of it is like, well, Microsoft Xbox, they bought Bethesda, they signed off on the paperwork, so if this game flops, it's just as much of a problem for them as it is for Bethesda.
Problem, yes. Cause of, no. Like, does that make sense? If it flops, yes, it's a huge problem for Microsoft. Huge. But it's not their fault. They
No,
should
no.
have known what they're getting into.
Oh yeah,
Like,
they did that with Redfall. I mean, they bought Bethesda and then they shipped out Redfall. If I was in Phil's spot, or I was in Matt Booty's spot, or Satya's spot, I would have canceled that game. The same way that the devs wanted to cancel that game that were in charge of Redfall. They're like, we just need to scrap this thing and take it out to the woodshed and just put it out of its
just
misery.
shoot it.
I'm in complete agreement. That should have been just gone. I would have rather canceled the game than had that crap drop with my name on the box.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do
It
not think
still
this
doesn't
is going
have
to happen.
60. It still doesn't have 60
It's never
FPS.
going to have 60. It's never. They put that out. They brushed it under the rug, and they're going to walk away. And hopefully, Starfield is heavy enough to stand under that rug to where it'll never blow out again. That game is done. So with Starfield, I'm seeing a lot of things that I like. A lot of Bethesda things that I like. As far as Fallout and as far as Skyrim, I think that I'm probably going to put a good 300 hours in this game. I might put more, I might put a little bit less.
Depends on how many sandwiches there are.
Oh, I'm not worried about sandwiches. I'm worried about guns. I'm worried about ships. I could care less. I will fire every sandwich I can find out the cannon if I can. I do not care about this sandwich building or sandwich collecting. That's clutter. That's probably one of the reasons why this game's gonna have such an issue running, is because it's trying to track all this stuff.
Yeah. Like, but here's the other thing. Anybody who's played RPGs before, the games know how to track your stuff. They just do. It's not it, oh my god. It's not unheard of for you to drop off something in some place, go around the map, go around the world, and then ta-da! Hey, guess what's still right where you left it? You could do it in Spider-Man. You could do it in Horizon. Like, it's not something that insane. So
No, it's not.
to say that, hey, this megabit of information that's being tracked right now and all these lines of code is the reason why it's coming out shitty or why it's coming out at a lower performance rate than on the PC on your big machine. Um, yeah, I don't buy that. Like, and
And I don't buy the thing of it being locked at 30 on the consoles.
well,
It
you
was
better
it was a
buy that one.
creative
That's real.
it was a creative decision. It was a creative decision. It's like, well, if it was a creative decision, why not just lock it on the PC? Oh, because that would be unfair. That would make the PC guys mad.
Well, and because the
It,
PC can handle it. Let's
yeah,
just
yeah, exactly. The X is being having to take care of his little brother, the S, and it's got to walk him all around the city.
it's not even a little brother anymore. It's like that annoying cousin that you go to and like at a family reunion and the annoying cousin always wants to just hang out with you. That's what it feels like now. It's not even a sense of, hey, you're little brother, I'm big brother. It's like, dude, you're annoying and you constantly make it to where I can't have fun.
Oh yeah, I can't go to the bars. I can't go and do all the things that I want to do as a 21-year-old because I'm carrying around. I gotta grab this little 15-year-old by the
Yeah,
hand and
you got
walk
that
him around.
15-year-old cousin that says, "Nah, man, you can't go to the bar. You can't have 60 frames per
No,
second because you
let's
have to
just go to
slow
the
down for
fair.
me." Yeah,
Like I don't want to go to the
fair.
fair at 21 years old. I want to go, hit it up and have fun.
So you know what's real funny? When you get older, you actually start wanting to go to the fair again. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's take it from
Oh,
somebody who goes to the fair in his town every year.
I'm up there in age. I don't even want to leave the house anymore. So.
That's funny. But yeah, that's exactly what it feels like though, man. It's just it's all bullcrap. It's all just trying to get people to be okay that the Xbox Series X is not that good. And so I'm glad. I'm glad you're going to be able to play it. Now you're playing on Xbox, right? Do you have an X?
Yeah, I have an X. I have a Series X. I got that back towards the area of the launch window, maybe a couple months after both consoles launched on Sony and Xbox's side.
Hang on. Josh just put something in the chat. He said, "Did you see the upcoming Naruto game lets you not
Oh
matchmake
yes,
with
yes,
Series
yes.
S players since it's at 30 FPS on the S and 60 on it?" Dude, can they do that? Like, is Xbox
That's a
gonna let it
picture
release?
that's the picture I seen in Discord that actually Josh I believe sent, and yeah, that is wild.
Holy crap!
I'm waiting to see if that is actually true. Yeah, he said it's on their website, so I'm
Because that's
I'm
the
waiting to.
first company to break parity, and for Microsoft to allow them to break parity, I think. I could be wrong, but I think that's the first company to do that.
Uh, they
Because
they they got to get rid of this X or this S, but they can't because it's what 70-80% of their next gen sales right now.
so here's what I think they're gonna do. Okay, they're gonna let the PS5 Pro come out next year. Cool. And then the year after, while the PS5 Pro or while the PS6 is still in development, rather,
Hmm.
they're going to release a new console, just a one-off console or a cloud gaming machine. It's going to be one of those two things. And what that's going to, because right now you're right, they can't get rid of the S, and they can't really upgrade the S to the X because then you already have the X. But you can't upgrade the X because if you do, the S won't be able to stick around, and the whole parity clause, you're gonna have to get rid of that. So, what you do is you shorten the life cycle of this generation. You say, okay, the Xbox generation, Series S and X, is done. Now it's time to move on to the Series Y or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Why buy it?
Uh, yeah, they could never do Y. The Series Z, the Xbox Zenith, or whatever the hell they want to call it.
Zero
Uh,
games.
that too. Now wait a second. You can't be all like Starfield's gonna be amazing and oh my god, I could be Captain Kirk and yay! Xbox sucks. Like you can't.
Oh,
You
yes, I can because I own both consoles.
you do own both consoles.
I own both consoles. I can be just as much of a jerk to the Xbox side as I can be to the PlayStation side. But it isn't my fault that the Microsoft side keeps tripping up on their shoelaces every 5 feet, and PlayStation might trip up on their shoelaces every 25 feet. Okay, so somebody's making more progress than the other because one guy knows how to tie his shoelaces a little bit better than the other one.
Only a little bit. Only
Just
only a
saying,
little. Like because the
PlayStation's
same.
not flawless. We both know that they're not flawless. They make mistakes. When Jim Ryan comes out oh yeah, it was Jim Ryan, and he's like, yeah, there's going to be an upcharge for Forbidden West, and then that crap storm happened, and he's like, oh no. Oh,
We're
yeah, that
just
was
kidding.
free. We're just
We're
kidding. Yeah,
just,
don't worry about it. You seen how quick that blew up? So
we're just kidding. This will be the last
they
one.
learned real quick that people are actually paying attention to what they're saying.
That's awesome. It's so true
Xbox
though.
just doesn't care.
No, and it's because Sony fans, we will literally we'll come close to rioting. Like we
Oh,
won't
look what
actually
we did
riot,
last May.
but we'll come close because you're not going to screw with my games. I'm already upset that they've had to delay so many titles and that's why we didn't get to see them this year because there's massive delays happening. I think that's jacked up. I think there wouldn't be near as many delays if the Series X was pushing out games that could compete with the PS5. But they're not. So why is Sony going to shoot everything they have when they don't have to? They just don't. So, hey guys, and it's not even a hey, we don't have to hurry, so don't hurry. It's a hey guys, y'all need extra time, y'all want extra time, employees want to have more rest, vacations, whatever, take them. We got it. We can slow play this. It's okay. Like, take your time, do the work. We're not in a rush. That's cool. And that's much better than saying, oh, we're just going to throw our hands up and not really try anymore. It's a, hey, listen, our opponent, our opposition has afforded us the opportunity to do this perfectly. We have all the time in the world now. So just take it and have fun and make the games that we all love. And then we get to play them. Keep signing your third party deals, keep signing all your stuff in, and let's go. Like, I was mad when they were delaying games, and then I'm like, you know what? It's kind of a show of power, and my expectation for these games now has been raised. Does that make sense? Like, if you're going to delay it again, it better be really good. Like, it better come out great. But
Well,
I
it can only be as strong as its weakest link, and the weakest link is the Series S.
oh no, I was talking about PlayStation.
Oh, PlayStation doesn't have any problems. Like you said, they can sit right now on cruise control and just look over, out the window and look at what Xbox is doing, or at this rate, they can look in the rearview mirror and see what Xbox is doing. They don't have to worry. They can put as much spit shine on their games as they want. They're clearly in the lead. They're selling 2 to 1
Yeah,
in their console sales, so they don't have any problems. They're going to make sure that every game that they put out is polished to a certain point. There's other, certain games that they put out that haven't had quite as much polish, but
so the chat is pointing out what was said that Starfield is the starting gun to games coming.
it's
Like,
what's good is a one-shot musket. You get one shot. You better be the fastest musket loading son of a gun, because Sony's out here with a machine gun.
yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, what's really cool is that here in about 6 days, I'll be able to play Sea of Stars. I am really excited about that, and it's one of those games that I was kind of bummed. The first game ever, I will say, that I was bummed that it was coming to Game Pass when because they announced it first coming to Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, well, first they announced it as a Steam release, then they announced it that the consoles were, or that the Switch was getting a version. Then they announced that the other two consoles were getting one. Then after that, they had mentioned that it was going to be a Game Pass game. And I was like, no, don't do that. But that makes sense because you're not going to sell a lot over there. So get the money while you can from them. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. I'll still buy it. It's $30. I'll get it. And then I was like, oh, dude, it's coming to PlayStation Plus also. The downside is I don't think this game needed to come to PS Plus extra to get people to play it. We would have bought it. I know a couple people who have already told me that they're planning on playing the game on Plus and then buying it when it does a physical release a few months down the road. And so like we get this, and then I honestly I have uh what was I saying? Sorry, chat just like derailed me a bit. Um in October, I don't really have any games that I want to play. I really don't. September, I'm I'm I'm
You mean
dry.
August?
No, I'm counting Sea of Stars for my September.
Oh, okay.
Uh yeah, so September there's nothing else after Sea of Stars. October there's nothing, and then uh no wait, Spider-Man's October,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I was getting ready to say October 20th, Spider-Man 2.
Okay, boom. And then uh I thought AC Mirage was in November. Good God, dude, I'm so off tonight. It's insane.
I want to
Um
say AC Mirage is in October sometime.
that's what Josh just said in
I
chat.
think it's like the 13th or something like that, but don't hold me to
Oh
it because I'm not
God.
interested in that game at all.
I will say, as far as marketing goes, I've been really pleased with how PlayStation did their staggered approach to Spider-Man 2 because they got in before Baldur's Gate, gave that got their money, and then gave Baldur's Gate time to shine. Now Starfield has its time, and then they get to ramp it back up. It was a really good way that they did it to not have to compete with anything else. Like everybody was only talking about Spider-Man 2 for like 2 solid weeks there. And so that's really good. I think Sony has one of the best marketing strategies out there, hands down, bar none. But I say all that to say this: I have games coming up that I'm really excited about. I have things past Spider-Man 2 that I'm really, really interested in. And because of my buying video, the way I buy video games, I'll be able to get other games that I've been interested in on sale. Like I'm super interested in Immortals of Avium, but I'm going to buy that on sale. I'm going to buy that thing on deep sale. I'm really interested in Atlas Fallen because it just looks really good. It looks fun. It looks like just an old school beat the crap out of everything, have your story, and just it doesn't look like it's going to take itself too seriously. And then January, February, we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So like we're stacked. I have nothing at all to say about the cadence of games on the PlayStation. But on the Xbox, you have one game that can't match parity with or performance parity with a PC, even in frames, even if you bumped it down to 1080p. Nope, sorry, can't do it. We just suck. We can't. Sorry. And then you have another game coming out this year in Forza that is missing mother loving game modes.
Yep, 3 legendary key events. Split screen, the online Phantom mode with the drivatars, and there's one other one.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I think every Forza before this one's all launched with those same events, but they just can't get it figured out.
Like, it makes absolutely no sense to me why games are coming out incomplete. Actually, you know what? Let me rephrase that. It doesn't make any sense to me why games from a first party studio, one that's been with them for years, can't optimize for the Xbox Series X or the S for that matter.
Because it doesn't meet the hardware requirements and it does not meet the Game Pass requirements. Because when you put stuff on Game Pass, you're going to lower your quality to
It's
make your profit.
it's literally Redfall to a lesser degree all over again. We need to have one new game every quarter. We need to have one new game every quarter. What's the closest thing that we have that we can give? I mean, we can do Forza, but it's not ready yet. It's missing some things. How many
Oh,
things?
ship it.
Ship it. Be done
Yep.
with it. Oh, so
Well,
so like all the races and online multiplayer and the store and the shop, all of those things are good. Yeah, all that's fine. So just co-op, couch co-op, and uh, a couple other things. Oh, okay, cool. Let's ship it because we're stupid.
I mean, look what they did with Infinite. It it wasn't complete, but hey, we need to keep those sub numbers up, so we got to put out something. Well, it's not ready, sir. It's going to sink halfway out in the ocean. 3 days into his adventure, it's going to sink. I don't care. Get it out of the port.
just send it. Get it
You,
full send. I mean,
yep,
never
and
go
look where
full.
that got him. Oh, don't even talk to me about going full because I imagine the conversation we're going to have about next.
Oh. Actually, you know what? Where do you want to go next?
Well, I don't fully understand this thing, but it's about the cloud gaming getting sold to Ubisoft potentially.
Who's
I,
cloud gaming rights?
Microsoft's the ABK, I should say, the ABK part of the deal is they're going to give Ubisoft the ownership of shipping all these ABK games out onto the cloud. So that
Really?
Microsoft, yeah, did you not read that?
No, bro. I just I went on a
I,
10-minute like diatribe on how I've been so disconnected with gaming.
oh,
Like no.
yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's been a thing the last 2 or 3 days about supposedly with the CMA and all this other stuff that they part of their new agreement or their potential new agreement is that they're going to be giving Ubisoft the ownership of selling the cloud rights to the ABK games like Blizzard, Call of Duties,
Huh.
all that stuff. Yeah.
Is that how they're going to try to get around the
Uh huh.
CMA?
Yeah. Because they don't want to
Oh.
have Microsoft have that monopoly potential.
Huh.
But we all know the state of Ubisoft is in right now. They've been going downhill the last couple of years. So it's going to be an interesting one and see if it actually gets approved, if everything goes through. Me personally, I just my honest opinion, even though all the signs are saying that Microsoft is going to purchase this ABK and this ABK deal is done in a way that it's been done for the last 2 months of this is the thinking process is, oh yeah, it's done, it's over. And there's kind of a little bit of room to fail. I could see ABK possibly pulling out of this deal if they hit that certain date.
Well, what's really interesting, so I've been so far removed from ABK or any of that over the past couple weeks because I thought they were just going to try to drag it out until um, the October deadline that they had set. What didn't they extend it till October?
Yeah, I think it's like October 27th. I'm not great on the dates, but I've been here and there, kind of like you, kind of been disconnected, listening here and there, and whenever Discord goes off or YouTube goes off. So,
Yeah, and I mean, I've even had like I haven't been listening to. Matter of fact, I haven't listened to. Jez is one of the shows that I listen to every week, like every week. And I was like, man, I haven't heard from Jez in a while, and I realized it's because I missed his last show. And so for me, it's been like 2 weeks, and so I was like, "Dang, is he still doing stuff?" But yeah, he
oh
is.
yeah,
I
he's
just
he's still doing stuff. You should have heard him when the feature parody for or the missing features for Forza broke. He did an emergency podcast and he went nuts.
mm.
It was a great show.
So, like, hmm. So let's get into some happy news. Well, maybe happy news. Um, the PlayStation Plus lineup has come out, and all the games are out now for the month of August. And so, what I wanted to do. No, Thrifty, hang on. Thrifty's not dropping the ball on Baldur's Gate. I don't have a PC. So, therefore, I can't play it until it comes out. So, that's what's going on there. Chat's telling me I'm dropping the ball on Baldur's Gate. I am not. Um, stuff about the. Hang on, I'm reading chat real quick. Stuff about the EU. CMA is dragging it out.
Hmm.
Please do a Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. I might. I'm actually hoping to get my wife into Baldur's Gate as well because, we can do multiplayer on the PlayStation locally. It's amazing.
Yeah, couch co-op split screen. Oh my God,
Couch co-op split screen? You mean like
one of those things that a certain white box can't do.
it's insane. And I know y'all are looking at a pause screen. Here, let me just go back to the title screen so y'all can actually see something pretty. Um, but like, so here's the fun fact. My wife doesn't play video games ever. She has watched me play through The Last of Us, and she's watched me play through parts of Horizon Zero Dawn, and I think a little bit of Ragnarok. That's Assassin's Creed. Yeah, and then the older Assassin's Creed, she really liked the Ezio story in Assassin's Creed. Um, but she likes watching me play them because she'll like watch stuff on her phone or whatnot, and then look up and catch the story, and then I do missions and stuff, and then she checks the story, and so like it works out really really well. And but she's hadn't done that lately, and I showed her the Baldur's Gate 3 trailer, and I was like, honey, you can be anything. You could do anything. And she was like, she saw the bear scene and she was like, I don't, that's, I'm like, no, 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 no. Literally, that is a choice you have to make. And she plays D&D and, or has played D&D. And so like, she's like, man, I want to be a druid because she played a druid in one of our campaigns. And so like, I absolutely think that couch co-op is vital to a game like Baldur's Gate because it's gonna be a lot of that. Like significant others not into gaming, but uh maybe they do a weekly event or a weekly D&D game or whatever. And it's a way for them to now play together. But guess what? You need split screen couch co-op in order to do that. Or you need two TVs in the same room. But split screen is much easier and much more gamer friendly than having two screens in the same room. So I don't know. Um, I'm not giving up on Baldur's Gate. I am not looking like I'm not negating it. I'm actually excited to be able to play it. Don't know if I'll get it day one, probably won't. but I will be getting it, and it's going to be a blast. Because I'm going to be a Dragonborn, or I'm going to be a Dark Elf because I love Dritz Do'Urden. He's my favorite character in the entirety of the series. So, anyways, um, oh, Trails just brought up the next topic. Okay, so you're going to. No, I'm not, Josh. I'm not. I don't live in San Francisco. I wouldn't do that. So, um, anyways, when the Q Light got announced, RP, you've been on the show when I've been talking about it. But when the Q Light got announced, I was like, okay, I love the idea. I'll probably be one of the owners of this, but it can't be over $200. If it's $199, I am dang near day one purchase of this stupid thing. Uh, and then the headphones, the earbuds, I was like, okay, cool. I didn't know about the headphones, but the earbuds, I was like, you know what? Those things should be about $100. That's what I would say, maybe 80 to 100. And just like you were talking about earlier, RP, PlayStation can't seem to do two things right at the same time. And so we get the PlayStation Portable, or sorry, the PlayStation Portal because they're different. It's not a PSP, um, even though it is a PSP. We're getting that, and it's $199. So I'm stoked. It's going to be a day one, or at least within the first few months of release. I'm grabbing one of those because I would love to be able to sit on the couch. My wife gets to watch one of her shows on Netflix or something like that. I'm playing my PlayStation. She's watching a show. I have my DualSense. I'm not losing anything by using it. I can't wait. So it's freaking day one, and I'm going to stick by my word that if it was under $200, I was going to be getting it because I can't wait for it. But what about you, RP? Is this something that interests you?
So no, no, this nothing against the device. For people like you, exactly how you explained, it hit your price point. It hit what you wanted it to be able to do. I am just not a mobile gamer. I am not somebody who enjoys doing the handheld thing. When I actually sit down and game, I sit down on the couch, I sit down in my computer chair, and I game on a screen that is bigger than 7, 8 inches. So it's not something for me. But I'm not saying that it's not something for everybody because there is plenty of markets out there, whether it be the U.S. market or it be the Asian market. I can see this thing doing possibly better across these than it does in the U.S. because mobile gaming is bigger in those areas than it is in the U.S. There's nothing wrong with this system. I wish it had the cloud gaming ability and maybe had some of the Bluetooth ability, but at $200, you gotta kind of cut costs here and there. So
Yes, but also this gets people familiar with the idea again of a handheld PlayStation,
it
right?
does.
And it's not a huge investment. They're not using an OLED screen. They're not using an LED screen. It's a LCD screen, so it's a cheap screen smashed between a DualSense. And so, like, I do like that it direct links with your PS5. That's awesome because that means there's no back end anything for it. I was listening to either Game Cross or TCMF today, and they were talking about it. I think it was TCMF. Shout out to him, by the way. Go check out his channel. Great dude. He has a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Really awesome guy. He was on my one of my Final Fantasy 16 streams, and check him out. Anyways, um, he was covering it, and uh, he was talking about that, and I was like, you know what? That's a good point. But like, I also feel that the game is ending, or the not the game, Lord Jesus, the the handheld needs to be reintroduced to the market for PlayStation, and then next year. So hear me out. PlayStation's done a lot of cooking, right? They've done a ton of kitchen prep work, as I want to call it, where they have a lot of, they're offering a lot more peripherals for the PS5 than they ever did for the PS4.
Oh yeah,
They
by a
just
mile.
are. And they're going headfirst into it. And which I think is awesome. And it makes me super excited because that means the PS5 Pro isn't going to release just with a PS5 Pro. It's going to release with a PS5 Pro, a DualSense Pro, or DualSense 2. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
going to
DualSense
release
Edge 2.
right. It's going to release with something stupid to be an upgrade to go along with it. It's like when you buy a new house or when you move into a new place. You put all your old shit into the new shit, and all of a sudden your old shit looks a lot shittier than it did before. And so now you need to go buy new shit to match the new shit. Does that make sense? like,
A little
you,
bit.
you, it's the whole thing of if you get a new house or move into a new place and you put your furniture in there and you're like, you know what, my furniture was not. This is a much nicer place than we lived
Hey,
before.
this brown couch doesn't look really great on this white colored wall.
Right, right.
Maybe I should go to Brashears and maybe get a black couch.
Yeah, maybe I should upgrade something. And like that's just how we are as people. You get a new car, you want to get new things for the car. You get a new TV, you want to get new things for the TV. Like we are just like that with our purchases of new items. It's just what we do. And so it makes me super excited because the Q Lite, or sorry, it actually has a name. The
Yeah, it has
PlayStation
the
Portal.
portal.
It's so hard not to say PlayStation Portable. I'm going to
Oh,
screw that up
yeah.
all day.
I've been calling it that all day on Twitter. So
But then that opens up for a PS Portal 2, which is
Portal Pro.
hilarious, or the Portal Pro. They need to
It's
call it
the
a Portal 2.
PSPP.
It's a PSPP. it takes a it runs so good it takes a piss on Series S. Is that? But like, I was listening to something last week. I think I caught a little bit of I think it was Reforge's show and I caught a little bit of it. I think it was him because he was talking about how PlayStation. It seems like they're like reports are coming out that they have a stronger cloud presence than uh, than Microsoft at this particular point, uh, or than Xbox. And I'm like, that's interesting to me because all through the ABK proceedings, yeah, that was never revealed. They were never industry leaders in cloud. And like their infrastructure is supposedly way better because of all the work they did with PS Now uh, and what they're doing with the remote play and all that. That they've had their systems in place for so long and they operate and function better. I was like, that's huh, okay, which only feeds in to what I said earlier about a PSPP. Like, I'm gonna call it. That's gonna be great because
You're going to be the first one on YouTube to call it the PSPP.
the
So
PSPP. That's right. you know their marketing team is way too smart to do that. They're like, we can't do this. We can't
there's
because
too many
there's
letters in the title. What are we, Xbox?
yeah, there's some of these jackasses that are out here doing this, and they're gonna run with it. Yeah, we will because we're terrible. Um, the earbuds do have Bluetooth and they can be used on it. The PlayStation Portable doesn't, or the PlayStation Portal doesn't have Bluetooth, so you won't be able to connect to wireless headphones or Sony Pulse 3D headset. Instead, it uses PlayStation Link wireless technology, a new proprietary standard for PlayStation devices. PlayStation Link is designed to deliver low latency, low loss audio, and Sony is also launching a wireless headset and buds to support play. Oh,
again, so Sony is, like many of people have said, Sony's becoming the Applist of the gaming world. They're selling prepared, but I can't say it. So you know how Apple, sells the
Proprietary.
iPhone? Yeah. iPhones and iPads and iWatches and all this other. This is the same thing Sony's doing. They're taking a chapter
Well,
out of Apple's business.
it's better than giving me a refrigerator and shoes and a decal and a book bag and all this other stuff that has Xbox plastered all over it,
Oh,
but you
you don't
can't
need
give me
a
a
controller hoodie?
controller hoodie. Dear God, that sounds like that. Never mind. Oh, so you said controller hoodie, and the first thing that came to my mind, and you may not be old enough for this, but Major League One, where he takes the one of the ball players comes in and he has a golf bag with him, and this dude from Cuba uh, takes the cover off of one of the golf clubs and puts it on his bat and says, "This is to keep bats warm." And like it just reminded me of that. It's like, sorry, that's great. It really does remind me of that. These are so dumb. The shoes were dumb. What about onesies?
They
Guys, y'all
even
are.
have socks and boxers, so it's stupid.
It really is, man. It's so dumb. But like, we're getting plates. We're getting special editions. We're getting uh, DualSense Edge that is cheaper, but people hassled it. Anyways, that's a whole nother topic. So where Sony screwed up, it's not on the headphones. I think on the headset. I think the headset is a perfect price point. It's going to be better than the $100 version. It's going to run better. It's going to be smoother, less latency. It's going to be awesome. I think 150 bucks for a good headset is a good price.
I'm gonna
And
buy it.
it looks so good. Here's where they screwed up. How the hell are you going to charge me $200? $200 for a pair of Bluetooth earbuds. My guy, Apple doesn't charge me $200 for Bluetooth earbuds. I just want to point that out. Like, you have now surpassed the market leader in milking in their fan base by $100. Congratulations! Like, you're now worse than Apple. And am I gonna buy them? Probably. But like it doesn't mean that it's still not wrong. I'm just an easy mark. Like that doesn't change it. So what are your thoughts on the earbuds being at $200?
$200 for earbuds. I'm there with you. I think they're a little overpriced. I honestly could see them at the 120 mark at the max. I I use a certain other brand of earbuds for my daily commute and working and listening to podcasts, and they're about $80. So I don't really have any interest in them. If they work for the PSP, the new PSP that's coming out, great. You don't have to have this big honking headset, but I just $200 is way too much for me. But they do have that dual purpose use. I think you can connect them to your phone, and they got a cool little case that they slide into, and it's another thing like the PSP. I just don't see myself buying.
Sorry, all the things you're mentioning, I'm like, you mean the same thing that every pair of wireless headphones comes with?
Yeah,
Like,
uh, like I literally have a nice set of Raycons, Ray hand me downs, but it's $80 versus $200.
oh,
Granted,
absolutely.
granted that $80 pair of nice earbuds that I absolutely love does not connect to my PlayStation or my Xbox for that matter.
Wait,
But
I thought the Xbox had Bluetooth on it.
I I haven't tried it. They might, but I haven't tried it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I think that Xbox has always gotten better than PlayStation was that you can just Bluetooth to the actual console and you don't need that stupid dongle. Uh,
I might have to try it later. I bought a nice headset for the Xbox, and I bought a decent headset. Those 3D pulses are god awful to me because I just hate the fit, but they got good sound volume and mic volume is what I'm speaking on right now.
which mic are you on right now?
The base 3D pulses that came out when the PlayStation 5 launched.
Oh, yeah, you don't sound bad. You don't. I mean, you sound normal. You don't. It's fine. But like the ones that I have right now are the Steel Series Arctis Nova 7 Pros, I believe.
Yeah, the
Uh,
P's.
no, I didn't get the P because you could take your happy ass across the Best Buy in my town and go from the PlayStation side to the PC side, and the PC ones were $80 cheaper and did everything and more than the PlayStation ones, or at least they advertised everything and more.
Oh, so you got the 7X.
No, I got the seven. I got the 7P, or the
Oh,
not the 7P. Sorry, I got the
the 7 Pros?
yeah, I got the 7 Pros,
Okay, so I got the 7Xs that were, I think, like $80 cheaper than the 7 Pros.
and those are the green ones, right?
Uh, yeah, I think so. They
Yeah,
work on Xbox and PlayStation, but they don't have the chat to music or chat to game volume changeability.
really.
Yeah, it's a PlayStation thing. They like I said, it's a proprietary whatever it is,
That's
whatever that word
interesting
is.
because I can actually do that on mine. It's crazy, and it's because mine were their PC. On the box it says PC, Mac, PS5, Xbox X and S, and Windows, or
Yeah, you got the more expensive
and
ones.
mobile. But I got them for cheaper. They were
Yeah,
120
that's a good
bucks.
deal. I think
They
I
were,
spent like 180 for mine. So yeah, you got a good damn deal.
well, that's what the PlayStation ones were. They were 180 freaking dollars. And I was like, why am I going to buy them just because they're blue? Now, they looked cool as hell, but that's it. They were blue. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just go with the black ones. I don't care. But um, super good. I like them. Uh, Hey, Josh, I agree with that. It drives me nuts that I can't change the EQ settings on these because if I put these in my PC, huh, my PC, that's cute. If I hook these up to what I call a PC, it I can actually like download the software and I can adjust everything on here to where it sounds 1,000 times better than it does on the PlayStation. But I can't down. I wish I could download the app on my phone and be able to kind of adjust it. But anyways, how in the absolute hell did we get on headphones? Oh, the Pulse. Um, so the earbuds, yeah, I think those are overpriced as all get out. I could have seen them pushing the envelope and saying maybe 119 for them, but it's not. I think making it proprietary to the PlayStation ecosystem is fine. Oh, dang. I sound like an Xbot. I said ecosystem. Lord help me.
What are you
Uh,
selling memory cards?
what are you selling? Memory cards? No, man. I'm selling batteries for controllers. That is still the most jacked up thing I have ever heard. Like, batteries for controllers, man. No. Just no. Just,
I
God
when
bless.
I got both of my consoles and when I got my Series X, I went out to Walmart and I bought the rechargeable battery pack, not the rechargeable batteries, but the actual pack, and put it in the back of my controller. I don't have time to change batteries every other day.
I was about to say, folks are talking about, well, the battery life on the PS5 controller's bad. Um, yeah,
Yeah, that's why I can have 10-hour gaming sessions with it.
right.
And I
And
usually play with the thing plugged into the PlayStation anyways.
and if mine dies, I can put it on the charger and charge it back up. I don't have to run to the store and buy batteries. Like,
And now I have a second one, so when I delete one, I have another one charged up and ready to go.
yep, keep their batteries. That's fine. That's fine. Holy crap, people in the chat are saying they have a deal with Duracell.
Oh, Microsoft, that doesn't surprise me. They don't have a deal with third-party devs, but they got a contract with Duracell.
My God, that makes total sense. But
I
like,
mean, they got
think about it. We haven't had a wire since the PS3, and we've never had a battery pack. Ever.
that's technology.
Ever. I just want to point that out. So, all right. So let's dive in. I think we've covered that. I'm getting the Q. Shoot, I'm getting the Portal day one, or really close to day one. And let's get into some actual gaming. Let's talk about some games. So let's start with Diablo. We'll start there.
Oh, good.
They are already advertising season two. Like, season one just came out and it tanked. It was so badly received. I have never been more happy that I didn't purchase a video game at full price than I am right now staring at Diablo. Like
Count your
Trails.
lucky stars.
Trails just said F Diablo. I wasted $100.
I'm right there with Trails. I dropped Diablo halfway through season one. I hit level 50. I have not booted it up since then.
See? See? And everybody, no, Diablo's going to be fine. Thrifty, you're taking it too far. You have no reason to worry. Diablo's going to be good. They don't screw up Diablo. It's going to be fine. Everything in my bones told me something was amiss about this game. Everything in me said that. And I literally was one of the only people on this channel or others who was waiting, who had interest in the game, but was going to wait. And I am so freaking happy. You know, it's like when it's like when you predict something and you're actually correct in your prediction. It's like that's super cool.
And
But
you get the
like
kick back in your chair and you're like, I told you.
I told you.
I don't want to be arrogant, but I told y'all.
I may only have 235 subs, but I've been gaming for a long time, and when something smells wrong, generally it is. We all knew that Redfall was going to be completely jacked up and garbage. Everybody knew that Forspoken was going to have major problems that didn't get fully fixed and done up until 5 months after release. We all knew that, or a lot of us knew that Diablo just didn't feel right. But people still bought it because it said Diablo. And man, I'm I'm so happy I didn't spend the money. I really am, because I'd be so pissed. I'd have gotten through the 13 to 15 hour story, and I would have been livid. I'd have been like, "Wait, that's it? That's it? Oh, you want me to play a battle pass? No, I'm good. You want me to buy a season pack or whatever the hell it's called? No, I'm good. I'm fine." And so, anyways, do you still play Diablo? Like, I know you have it. Do you still play it? Hello?
Oh, sorry, I had myself muted. No, I dropped that game. I still have it downloaded to my Series X if my crew ever decides to jump on and play, but I've had no intention of jumping back on that game. It's boring. It's the fact of restarting your character, which there's fight in the Diablo community about restarting characters and all that. I don't really care about that. It's just mind-numbingly boring for me. If I'm
Mm.
falling asleep while I'm playing your game, there's a problem with your game. I don't care if I've worked a 4-hour shift or an 8-hour shift or even if it's my day off. If I'm falling asleep playing your game, there's an issue.
Oh, now I wouldn't go that far. I fall asleep playing video games sometimes, and it's generally been during these last 3 months. But
But every time you boot up the same game,
mm,
like I'm not gonna fall asleep during Spider-Man. I can tell you that.
oh God, no, 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 no.
But I get a 2-hour game session into Diablo 4 and I'm falling asleep. I'm nodding off. I'm pulling out my phone and I'm watching videos on my phone versus playing the actual game that's on my TV. There's an issue.
Dude, that's what's happened to me with so many of the games that I've tried to just pick up lately, and they're games that I want to beat and I want to play that I think are really well done titles. Star Ocean, Divine Force. I think that is a superb, underrated title. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's not even a 9 out of 9, but it's a good game and I want to play it. Trails from Zero. I'm almost done with chapter 2, finally, but I want to play it. But dude, I'm loading up these games and I'm like, I don't. I find myself on my phone. I find myself looking at videos on other types of content. Like, I've been playing Magic the Gathering since April, and like, I have fallen headfirst into that like world. And so, like, I'm watching those videos, and I'm like, man, why is this not exciting? Why is this not fun anymore? Why am I falling asleep during video games? And so I kind of see where you're coming from, but for me, I fall asleep during some games, or I just don't play them if I'm a little tired, because uh, it's very much a like I don't want to disrespect the game by falling asleep during it. Like if I'm that tired, I'll just go to bed. But no, I agree. Like I would love to hop on with a crew and play Diablo 2 Resurrected. I think that is the apex of everything Diablo should be. And I also think that the way they did their seasons is dumb as shit. Like the seasons are going to come with new story. Awesome. But you want people to try to grind and do the ladders and do the events and all that. Cool. Make it two separate things. Folks who want to use their character to continue the story and continue their level cap like you do in WoW, awesome. But folks who want to actually compete and be your hardcore, let them compete and be the hardcore. But I don't know, man. It's the whole crisis map things all over again, like with Overwatch. Like, here's the thing, and here's what I've mentioned. If they decide to do a crisis map for Diablo, it's over. It's done.
Didn't they already start that?
Not
Like,
for Diablo. They
wasn't
they've done it
that
for Overwatch.
well, wasn't that the ordeal with Blizzard? They were talking about the crisis plan and all that.
That was for
So
Overwatch.
if it hasn't started for Diablo, I could see it starting for Diablo in the next 6 months. I mean,
Yeah.
let's see how season two goes for them, and if season two drops as bad as season one dropped, as far as retaining people, because a lot of people that were burnt out on the Diablo 4 season one ordeal, a lot of those guys went to Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, and what's real crazy is I think I read this somewhere. I am so sorry, guys. Y'all know that I'm normally coming with the smoke and the articles and like I can quote things. I don't have that in me today, so you're getting a lot of, hey, I read this, I think, but we'll make it through. Um, so I could have swore I read that Microsoft can actually back out of the deal if ABK is not profitable at time of purchase. And I
I
think Josh might correct me in chat, but I think that's what it was that like if they're not profitable, they can back out of the deal. So we might be getting dangerously close to Blizzard just tanking as a company. Okay, so he just responded. I don't have my phone next to me, but he says, "Yes, I understand it as MS board," and then it just disappeared. Let me grab
MS
my
board need ABK to be profitable from day one.
from day one. That's what it was, and right now they're not. So, um, yeah. What did we all say when this all started? Listen, ABK, big company. ABK has been floundering for years. They had a gold mine. In the words of TCMF, they had a license to print money by the remakes of the Tony Hawk games. Tony Hawk 1 and 2 did really good for just being a visual upgrade remake or remaster. Fantastic. They were in talks to do 3 and 4 and Underground. And then when all this bullshit happened with the ABK deal, uh, Tony Hawk said he got a call from like his agent or something that said, "Hey, they've pulled it. They're not doing it anymore." Blah blah blah. And so Tony Hawk was actually and he's still trying to buy the rights for the game back, so he can shop it around. Because if they're not going to do anything with it, he wants to continue it. He likes it, and so like they've been screwing up for a long time, and that's why nobody was really like pissed off that they were going to get it or trying to get it necessarily. We were more upset that people were kept trying to equate it to Sony buying Insomniac or Sony buying Bungie. Or like, come on, these are not the same. And
No,
so
not even close to the size.
that was the arguments I always saw. It wasn't you can't buy it, you shouldn't do this. No, but call it what it is. You're trying to money hat the entire Call of Duty franchise. That's what you're trying to do. But what we haven't talked about a lot is that there are so many other franchises that they have that are tanking.
Well, I don't know if you've seen, if you've been paying attention. You said that you haven't really been clued in. Between Microsoft and ABK, they had like 4 guys just leave in the last week and a half.
Nuh-uh.
Within the last week, yes. Between the Microsoft side and between Activision side, like the guy that was like I think was head of Treyarch, he just said, nope, I'm gone, and I'm retiring. I think's what he was. He didn't say he was retiring, but he didn't say where he was going. He just said he was leaving. You had like 1 or 2 guys from Microsoft that was like, no, we're going to PlayStation.
That's really funny.
Yeah, Josh is
Uh,
saying that. Yeah, the Treyarch founder.
that's nuts.
He was, yeah, I mean, I guess there was talks like he was talking about retiring years ago, and then with this whole deal going on, he's just like, no, I'm just cutting bait and I'm going.
That's it.
So the
So
the
what are you
chefs
gonna
are
do?
leaving the restaurant. The
Like,
restaurant is not going to mean anything if the people who made the restaurant famous are no longer there.
343 would like to comment on that situation. Polyphony Games would like to comment on that situation.
Turn 10.
Turn 10. Like,
Yeah,
rare.
all these major guys, yes, all these major guys are leaving. They're going to other pastures, whether they're greener or not. They're going because they do not want to be stuck under the Microsoft rule. They're seeing what Microsoft's pushing out in the gaming industry, and they're like, "No, we don't want that on our resume. We're out."
Yeah, So, and this is what a lot of us had talked about over the past year was like, listen, when Microsoft buys a company, the top devs that made that company usually end up leaving within the first year. It's staggering.
Turn 10 Trials. Turn 10 makes Forza Motorsport, and I believe Playground Games makes the
Yeah,
Forza
I'm sorry.
Horizon and
Playground.
Fable.
I said Polyphony, and that's GT7. My
Yeah, yeah,
bad.
yeah. Polyphony is GT7, but
I'm surprised Josh didn't correct me on that. He's usually really good about catching my slips. But maybe he was just being nice. But like, so you have that. You have one franchise. That's really funny, Josh. I appreciate you. You keep me honest. Um, if I can deal with Josh, I can deal with any Xbot troll who's going to come in here. Because at least I know Josh is a friendly. And
oh,
he's just going to help keep me honest.
I haven't seen one Xbox little troll in the chat at all so far.
No, 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 no. They don't come here. I've tried to get some on the show, but because I know they have a PlayStation, so they could do it. But they
Blasphemy.
they don't want to come and talk to me because I don't know. Maybe it's because PS is in my name. So let's get into a franchise that I actually think might be on the upswing. So here's the deal. AC Mirage looks really, really, really freaking good. Like, I hate that it looks so good, and I hate that Ubisoft constantly does this to me, where they release. I have played, may not have enjoyed, and may not have beaten, but I have played that there has been. Once again, may not have enjoyed them, may not have beaten them, I might have only had 3 or 4 hours in them, but I have played them. And every time I touch them, every time after Syndicate, I go, oh dear God, please be good, please be good, please be good, please be good. And then Origins came out, and I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. And then everything else has been downhill. And I know, we'll disagree on Valhalla, but I didn't like it. It was too bloated.
It
But
was bloated.
now they're showing me this beautiful, streamlined, story focused, stealth driven, Baghdad inspired, freaking like beautiful back to the basics of Assassin's Creed. And damn it, I'm freaking excited about it, and I don't want to be. So now, RP, now's your chance to tell me why I shouldn't be excited about AC Mirage. So what are your thoughts, man?
So with AC Mirage, here's the thing: you should be excited if you like the old school Assassin's Creed, the one, the two, the three, the Syndicate, the Unity. If you like the old classic style Assassin's Creed, you're going to probably love Mirage. The other thing is Mirage is coming in, I believe, at $50.
It is.
It's a smaller game. It's a very well polished looking game. It looks like it's running good. It looks like it's looking good graphics wise. It's going to have the old stealth mechanics and the blend in technology. I played some of the old Assassin's Creeds. There's the one during the Revolutionary War, I believe. Uh, that one I really liked, but I didn't finish it. But I'm the new Assassin's Creed. I'm the Origins, the Odyssey, and the Valhalla. And I know that's really not so much to do with the Assassin's Creed timeline. They kind of just throw that in here and there. But I like those games more because those are more the open world RPG style games instead of the action stealth games that Assassin's Creed started out in. So for people who like the old style Assassin's Creed, they're going to love this game. For people like me that like the open world RPG style of the massive open world style of Assassin's Creed, we might like it, we might not like it. This really how big of an Assassin's Creed fan you are. I'm probably not going to play it. If I ever do pick it up, it's probably going to be on a sale, but I won't be there day one. So with you and people that like the old Assassin's Creed, I would say pick it up because it's only $50. So if you get a 20-hour storyline and then an additional 10 hours of side quests and whatnot, I think it's well worth it. There's nothing that's been shown to me, whether it be in gameplay or it be in trailers, that looks bad. And you get to see all the things that happened to Basim's or Basim's, whatever, however you explain it or pronounce his name, his lead up before he gets into the new series with Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla. I really liked how Valhalla ended with his story, and I'm excited to see what they do with what is it, Red or Jade or whatever those new games are going to be, that are going to be set basically in the Asian Japan setting. I'm waiting to see what
Yeah,
that's going to happen.
it actually got a new title. I just haven't. I didn't click on the article to see what it was, but it actually has a title now. Um, but so, guys, I've asked y'all, and you two, RP, I hold you more responsible because you're on the show. I'm asking you to pull me away from the ledge of trusting Ubisoft with my hard-earned money again. And now you're sitting here, no, you should. I mean, like, come on, man. You're not even, like, that's not a good friend. I'm asking you to help me here.
You
And
have to look at it like this. You have to look at it like this. So I'm not going to go out and I'm not going to spend $100 on Starfield day one to get early access. What I'm going to do is I'm going to watch reviews that drop the 31st. I'm going to watch all these reviews and I'm going to see what people are saying, people who have played the game, people who have spent the last 2 weeks playing this game. And I'm going to watch different people that talk about this game that are pro Xbox and that are pro PC and, just kind of neutrals. I'm going to watch plenty of these before I put my money down on this game. If everybody or the majority are saying, yeah, this game's great, this game's good, this game's a Bethesda game, I'm going to put my $35 pre-order bonus in, and I'm going to play this September 1st. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be streaming it on Twitch. If I see the majority of reviews that are just like, nah, it's got some performance issues, it's not really crazy fun, it's got a lot of issues. I mean, it's Redfall 2.0. I'm not going to really touch it until the 6th, and then I'll try it out for myself, but I'm not going to pay my hard-earned money and buying the $70 to $100 version of Starfield. It's really the pre-order bonus is buy it 2-3 weeks, wish listed, all that stuff. I've been burned too many times on that, and I think that's a message that needs to be sent out to the community is we need to stop doing that. Because I
yeah,
think that is pushing these developers like, oh, well, we have over 1 million pre-orders. That's 1 million copies of the game that we've already sold. Send it. I'm not a fan of that because it,
so
it just makes lazy development. It's like, oh well, we already got our money counted for. We're already gonna make a certain quantity. We'll fix it later. No, fix the game before you send it out.
I agree, and it's sorry. Josh is trying to convince me to jump off the cliff with him. Um, but damn, I forgot where I was going with that. So I agree that the fuck, I just completely lost my entire train of thought because I laughed at something Josh said. Damn it. Repeat the last thing you said.
What did I say? So I was going along the lines of we got to stop doing this pre-order stuff. I can understand the pre-order stuff when there's
Oh,
pre-order bonuses.
yes. Okay, thank you. So, on that same line, we have to stop treating games that are just fun experiences as like they're not worth $70. Good example is oh, I mentioned it earlier in the stream. It's not Immortals. Atlas Fallen. It has been described as a normal hack and slash game with really good traversal mechanics and a decent story. And folks are like, well, these games shouldn't be full price. And I think Atlas Fallen was like $60 instead of 70, but still, like there's folks who've done reviews on it that say no, you should wait for a sale. And I'm like, guys, you just told me the combat's fun, the story's okay, and the traversal mechanics are great. What? Why is that? Why is that not okay? Why is why does every game have to be a massive, major, blockbuster spectacle for people to think that the price tag is okay? Not
Well,
every game.
is it qualified as a AAA?
I mean, that's the other thing. It looks AAA.
But does it fall under that AAA catalog? You know, is it being touted as a Spider-Man, as a God of War, as a
Well,
Starfield?
but that's the other thing. Let's talk about AAA. Like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm about to play Sea of Stars in 6 days. And this game, I can already tell you, is going to have an amazing story, a wonderful combat system, engaging characters, wonderful plot points, and amazing music. I can already tell you that. So to me, this game would be classified as AAA because it has everything. It's a complete game from start to finish. But because it looks retro, and because it was made by a small team, it's not AAA. Like,
Yeah, and that's what you'll get is you'll get people that take a look at that game like the Final Fantasy Pixel remakes. They're not going to qualify those games as AAA or even look at them or think of them as AAA because they're not photorealistic. They're not the Final Fantasy 16s. They're not the over the top, oh my god games. They just look at it as a retro game. I think something like Sea of Stars would probably be clearly double A, but I mean if it's triple A to you, that's fine. I'm actually really interested in Sea of Stars, and it's not my type of game, but it looks good. I want a little turn-based game, and I want to play it. So I'm probably going to pick it up and put it in my library after, when I hit a low spot between Starfield and Spider-Man.
just do it on the PlayStation, so that way the Xbox number for it stays low. I just,
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
sorry.
any of those single-player games or even the third-party games, I'd buy on the PlayStation. The only thing that it gets done on the Xbox is the multiplayer, and the sad part is that Starfield has to be on that damn thing.
Yeah, and what you were saying about the review stuff is so spot on. It's, I have like 4 or 5 trusted sources for video games, and one of them isn't on YouTube. It's just a buddy of mine who plays, and I'm like, "Hey, you played this? Yeah, man, I really enjoyed it." Or, "Nah, man, I hated it." Generally speaking, if he tells me that, I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm staying away from that game." But like most of the time, I go to ACG, Dreamcast guy, uh, and those are my main two. And then if it's a big blockbuster game, Angry Joe does really good reviews. Uh, and there's a fourth one too. Then I'm blanking,
Skill
but
up.
no, I don't really do skill up reviews. I should. I mean, I have nothing against the guy. I've never even seen one of his videos. I've just never watched any of his reviews.
He does decent ones, but I mean, he does have his. To me, he does have a certain bias, left or right. So.
Well, sure, and that's honestly why I like ACG because he actually reviews more PC games than he does console games. And so, uh, like, I was listening to him talk about a game, Immortals of Avium, actually. Listened to that review today of his, and it took me a minute to realize, oh, Game Ranks, that's the other
Yeah,
one. Thank you.
Game Ranks is great.
Mainly Jake Baldino, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
Falcon does really good videos too. I love their styles. They both work really well in presentation. Um, but those channels really, if they dog it, or on the occasion that Digital Foundry just dogs a game, I'm like, yeah, I'm not touching that shit. Like,
Oh,
if
I'm waiting on DF to do the Starfield deep dive analysis because
bro, it's gonna
I'm
be a
hoping that
clusterfuck. It's gonna be
I'm
so
hoping
bad.
that breaks first thing on the 31st of August because I will be there minute one that video goes live. I'll be glued to my screen.
I'm so excited for that video because
Oh,
here's how it works. They're gonna release the video, right? And then King Thrash is gonna get a hold of the video, and then I get to watch 3 days of amazing content from King
uh,
Thrash. Like,
I'm gonna have to order another set of earbuds because I'm going to be just burning my earbuds out left and right. I'm gonna have like my dual sense. I'm gonna be charging a pair while I'm using a pair.
we'll get Jez's live streams with Thrash's videos. It's gonna be so funny because there's no way in hell this game comes out without breaking or without almost game breaking glitches and bugs. And it's just, and if it does, granted, guess what, guys? I will admit that I was wrong. I haven't been wrong yet when it comes to Xbox games, but at least for this generation. But I can admit when I'm wrong, but I can also tell you that the speculation right now is that Starfield is a very slow burn in the beginning. So just kind of keep that in mind.
Booty said it was the least buggy and is asking for trouble.
Just so once again, when you open your mouth and talk, it's a bad decision. Just shut up. You don't have to say anything. Be quiet. Just
Oh yeah, it's like that old saying: it's better to remain silent and presumed ignorant than speak and remove all doubt.
mhm. Yes. Um yes. So there's a kind of rapper sort of guy that I listen to. He's a rapper, but his rap is very different. And he said it's a much better decision to shut your mouth than to validate what people already think of you.
I have an idea, but I'm not positive.
It's a guy named Propaganda.
Oh no, that's a completely different guy than I'm thinking of.
I'm just like, that's awesome. That is a perfect way to describe it. It's a much better decision to shut your mouth than to validate what people already think of you. Like,
I
just
mean,
shut up.
I can tell you right now, if when I'm back on the show next time, if this
It'll be after
thing,
Starfield, won't it?
yeah,
If
it
nothing
will
else, it's
be.
going to be after Starfield.
If this thing craps the bed, it's going to be a very entertaining show because I will rip this thing up one side and down the other if it does not meet my standards. But I'm going in hopeful.
And you should. I
I'm
don't
going in
want.
hopeful, but I'm preparing for the worst. That's part of my job. That's part of my career. That's part of my life. That's how I live life. Let's be hopeful. Let's prepare for the worst.
And that's the like, and I want, if my streams ever get to the point where people are clipping them or doing anything like that, I want people to understand that I am fully in support of Starfield coming out and being a wonderful title and being something that the masses are going to enjoy. I desperately want that.
I mean, Xbox does need a win.
But at the same time, remember, when you step into this arena, this is the gaming playground. So if you're playing a jank, shitty ass game on your console, guess what I'm gonna say? My console's better.
Yeah,
So
don't be bringing that Redfall's the game of the year bull crap in here. No.
yeah, red. No, the Starfield's game of the dude. Okay, so what's really funny is since BG3 came out, nobody has mentioned game of the year for any other game. Not Spider-Man, not Final Fantasy, not Tears of the Kingdom, not Hogwarts, not RE4, nothing. It's like
Oh,
Beach.
BG3 is this year's Elden Ring. It's just came out of nowhere and it's just hitting because
It's
it launched complete. There was no real patches. There was no microtransaction. It was just basically a complete game from start to finish.
yeah, and you know what? I'm not going to give them credit on that. I really won't.
Yeah, granted they had like 3 years of early beta access.
Dude, they had 3 years of beta. If your game isn't great by that point, you fucking suck. Like, it's just, it's, it's just true. If your game isn't good by the end of 3 years of beta,
It's
um,
Zelda.
yeah, I disregarded that. Nelson's drunk already. He's,
Hey, Zelda was a good game. I have not yet beat it, but it is a very good game. But yeah, it's going to be a nominee, but it won't be Game of the Year. I think the recency bias is going to take over.
well, so, Josh has pointed out that Starfield was delayed by a year.
Mm.
Technically, yeah, because what we were supposed to get at their initial release date was the PS5 version. I don't think the Xbox version was ever supposed to be released until this year.
I don't think the Xbox version really even existed until Bethesda was bought. I think Xbox was an afterthought. They were talking about there was the talks, inside that Starfield was going to be a PS5 exclusive because they only had to build it for one console. They didn't have to build it for two consoles. And Microsoft's like, oh, hell no, we ain't having that. We're going to go buy them. And then they canceled the PlayStation version. And they're like, hey, take that version that you're going to put on PlayStation and build a game that's going to fit our console. I think that's where they're having a lot of issues because they didn't build it from the ground up. They built it off the back of a PlayStation version. They took
Yeah,
bits and parts out of that PlayStation version and threw it onto an Xbox version.
they basically
And
took
then,
whatever they could save.
yeah, and then they like, oh, well, here comes little brother, here comes, Mr. Handicap. We gotta, you know, carry him into wherever we go. The parity clause has got to go with that system. Is
Sorry.
if you asked me, if Bethesda had not gotten bought out by Xbox and the Starfield was going to launch on PlayStation and the Xbox Series X, let's get rid of the Series S. Or no, let's keep the Series S. We'll keep the X and the S, and then we'll keep the PlayStation 5. I think the PlayStation 5 version of Starfield was going to run better than the Series X and S because of
Sure.
that sole thing of that Series S holding it back. The same thing that we're seeing with Baldur's Gate 3, the same thing that we're seeing with all these other games that are coming out. We got, different this and that games. I can't remember them off the top of my head. Just really late at night. But there's a lot of these third-party games that are going, oh, well, we can launch at 1440p, 4K, 60 on PlayStation, but we can't do more than 60 on the Series S for a next gen game.
Yeah, man, Starfield needs to be a win. Um,
The best place to play Starfield is going to be on the PC, regardless.
well, yes, and what's really funny is that mm, uh, you know, modders are going to make Bethesda games really be great and memorable and all that. But on the Xbox, that's not going to come out until the third or fourth edition of the game, like they did with Skyrim.
Oh yeah, the anniversary, the all that junk.
Excuse me. So, like, let's cover the last topic because we've had, outside of two games, we have had the worst month for PlayStation Plus, I think, in a long time. Um, and what's funny is there's still three games on here that I'm super happy about. So, like, let's just go into it. Obviously, I mentioned Sea of Stars so many times tonight. I'm desperately, desperately wanting this company to do amazing. And so, giving us Sea of Stars, super huge win. Hang on, Josh. Don't come at me just yet. Let me finish the thought first. Don't do that. I know you're typing something probably right now, but let me finish the thought first. So, yes, this month is the most lackluster month that we have had on the PlayStation Plus extra and premium tiers. Well, extra tier. Premium's been a shit show since the start.
Oh yeah.
So, but now this is our worst month that we've ever had on PlayStation Extra, and we're getting a brand new title, Sea of Stars. We got Lost Judgment, which is another game that has me super interested. I actually played that last night, like I had mentioned, for about an hour, and everything in it feels like such a step forward from the last game that it's going to be really fun. It's not a slow burn. It dumps you off right in to like the story, and like it's really good. I really enjoy that. Um, and then we also get, where's that last one? I saw it. Where did it go?
Curse Golf.
Um, no, where is it? Sorry, I'm looking at Medieval Resurrection for PlayStation
Oh,
Plus or for PlayStation Premium Classics. Like those are three good titles. Then you can do Spellforge or Spellforce 3. You have the lawn mowing simulator, and then you have a couple kid games. Like it's a good month, and it's the worst month we've had. So I'm happy about it. We get Curse to Golf, you get Source of Madness, which just looks nutty. Like it looks crazy. But like we're getting all these great games. We're getting tons of stuff. We always talk about our backlog and how hard it is to get through games because of our backlog and this and that. And they just keep throwing titles at us. Like, hey, we know you don't have time to play any of our games. Here's like five more. And so, like, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Any of these games interest you at all?
well, being in the downward, loop of being between Final Fantasy and the next game. So I picked up It Takes Two. We're playing that right now, and then if we can get that knocked out, we're actually going to start playing Moving Out too, because it looks like a fun little couch co-op game.
Oh, that's right. We
Um,
got Moving Out also. That's right.
yeah, and it's the Moving Out too. So I mean, I think it's a brand new game or a newer game.
I think
So
it's a newer game. I think it came to Game Pass earlier in the year.
yeah, and well, it's a good Game Pass game, I should say. It's a good subscription game. It's
Yes,
kind of
yes.
it's not a AAA first party title that you're probably going to lose money in the long run. That's what I see these subscription models being better at, is these indies or these double A less budgeted games. That's more what the subscription model needs to be based on. Yeah, you can throw a third party in there every once in a while, but don't put all your stuff day one. So the Lost Judgment, I've not really looked into that. Those games don't really hit it for me.
Did you ever play the True Crime series?
Very. I dabbled in them a long time ago.
Did you play Sleeping Dogs?
No.
Okay. So first, go to your local discount store and find a PS4 copy of the definitive edition of Sleeping Dogs. Play that, fall in love with that story, and then come over to Lost Judgment, because it is it is a phenomenal game that Square Enix should have given us a gosh dang sequel to, but because it didn't meet sales expectations, assholes, we're not going to get another one. And
Here's the big
so
problem with that is I have a digital version of the PS5.
you can buy it digitally.
Yeah, I would have to go on
Shit.
PSN store.
Yeah, well, yes, hang on. What's up with y'all on this digital stuff? Physical media is the where you can find your deals, man.
It was easier to get a digital version of the PS5 for me than it was the physical.
That makes sense. I was just giving you shit anyways.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm full support of physical media though.
You better be. You ain't played Sleeping Dogs, don't support physical media. We're about to have to get rid of you.
Hey, I have an Xbox Series X that has a disk drive that's never been used in its entire life.
See, you should have gone S for the Xbox and got the other, but I also get it. Those things were super hard to find. Okay, so right now the game on the PlayStation Store is $30. Don't do that. It'll be on sale next month. It's a wonderful game, but don't pay $30 for it. Not right now. But Lost Judgment is a game that I'm super excited about. I do like the idea of a co-op moving game. That'll be fun. Uh, yeah, that's what I paid for mine, Trails. I actually had I bought so I beat it on the PS3, bought it on the PS4. Uh, I think a disc version, and then I bought it later on a $5 sale. And my God, it is amazing. The combat in Sleeping Dogs is phenomenal, and the story. Oh my God, the detective story was so. Basically, Sleeping Dogs. You didn't know you were going to get a mini review tonight, but you are. I actually have a Sleeping Dogs review on my channel. Y'all should go check it out after this. So Sleeping Dogs is you're a detective, right? You're undercover with essentially the triads, and you're trying to figure out, you're trying to infiltrate them, take them down from the inside, all that stuff. You get wrapped up in like, damn, I can't go much further. There's a lot of twists and turns and a lot of things that aren't exactly what they seem, or seem like they're one way but actually they're another, or get twisted and turned on their head in the last like 10 minutes of the game. And like the whole freaking thing is so well done, and the story is so well written. The character voice acting is awesome. The visuals, eh, it's it was a PS3 game. definitively enhanced for the PS4 at the beginning of the PS4's life cycle. So take all of that with what it is, but 100% worth it in every aspect. And you would like it um, because it has that kind of open world feel to it. And there's a lot of collectibles, there's a lot of crap you can do. So, anyways, I think everybody needs to get Sleeping Dogs, and the numbers need to spike on it so Square Enix will look at that and go, hey, we probably should make another one of these because I've been begging for it forever. And so it is open world. Yes, it's a smaller open world though. That's what I mean. Like it's more condensed and compact, and I love that because you feel like you have a ton of freedom, but you also get super familiar with the map.
And so it's basically considered like one of those a semi-open worlds.
No, it's a full open world. You can go anywhere at any time and do whatever, but it's just not a large map. It's really not. You can go from one side of the map to the other in about 10 minutes if you're driving.
I'll have to look at it. There was a game, L.A. Noir, that I bought and I played, and I just did not care for that one. And I think it was like a police detective type game.
I've never played LA Noire. Um,
I know there's a lot of people that really like it, but I just don't think it really sold all that well.
yeah, I just never played it. It was oh rip a lot. Really wanted another Sleeping. Yeah, uh, I think Embracer Group bought Sleeping Dogs rights with not Embracer. Yeah, Embracer. I think Embracer bought their rights with the rest of the Western stuff. Uh, and yeah, it didn't sell well. It sold well enough to get a definitive edition, but the definitive edition isn't really all that amazing. But anyways, one of my favorite games. Just I think I've beat it 2 or 3 times now. But it's along the same lines of if I'm talking to somebody and they haven't played Control yet, I'm going to tell them to go play Control because
I actually
Control.
started that one the other day, and I did not make it very far.
Why,
It just did not get the hooks in me.
bro? Give it literally like 3 hours. That's all you need. Once you become the director, it's over. The game just launches from that point.
I
Like,
made it probably about an hour into that game, and I shut it off. Just not that it's a bad game. It looks good. It controls good. It just the story did not hook me very well. But
oh,
I've had the same. I had the same problem with Death Stranding. So I know the the hour mark of like, well, you have to make it to this certain point or this certain hour for it to hook you. And for Death Stranding, that was like the 6 hour mark for me. Once I hit that 6 hour mark, everybody was like, yeah, once it hits a certain point, it's going to hook you. And that's what it did is I had a bunch of false starts. I was making it 2 hours into the game and I'm like, no, this game's junk. I don't like anything. Once I hit that point, it took off like a wildfire.
well, now you've heard me talk about The Witcher 3 a bit, I think, and that's kind of what happened with me. I literally tried to play that game 2 or 3 times, made it to the part where you start, you have your horse, and as you're going into the first town, there's that graveyard off to the left. And I would always get bogged down there. I'd collect a lot of stuff in the graveyard, kill some things, and I'm like, man, I'm bored. There's nothing in this game that I really want to do right now. So I'd get off of it. And I kept telling a buddy of mine that I didn't like Witcher, and he was like, have you played him? And I was like, yeah, man, I've tried 3 times. I get to this spot, I play about an hour, and I'm like, this sucks. He goes, seriously, go into the town, complete that little, like, the story parts there, and then tell me what you think. And it took me about an extra 2 hours to do so. So finally, I get in, I complete that. You find out that you have to go find Yennefer, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I'm in. And
See,
it's so good.
my biggest tie-up with the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is the controls for me.
Oh, you should play the remake or the remaster. They've
I
fixed a lot of the
I've
controls.
I've actually talked to another guy about the controls, and he said that even in the remake, the controls are better, but they're still a little tankish, janky, whatnot. So I'm gonna try it, but it's just not gonna be anytime soon because literally my palette is stacked. It's I'm gonna be playing games, bigger games, bigger AAA games, probably till March. But it's gonna be one of those games that I'm going to reapproach when I have another, slump and I actually have time to put time into that game.
Dude, if you can just get past the first couple hours of that game, right when you find out that you're trying to find somebody, uh, because somebody mentions a person that smells like lilac and some type of berry. I can't remember what the berry was, but it was lilac and a berry, and you find out that that's Yennefer. And
See,
like, I'm in.
the last time I played it, I made it to where you get to the castle and he's bitching about having to be dressed up. It's
Gooseberries.
like,
There we go.
yeah, gooseberries. It's the last part I made it to, and then I got sidetracked with another game release. It was usually Call of Duty or whatever. We were jumping on and we were playing. So that's been my real big bad hang up
Wait, wait,
is
wait. You're telling me you gave up Witcher 3 to play Call of Duty?
yeah.
Okay, different strokes, different folks. I get that. That's fine.
Hey, when the squad's on, you gotta jump on. But I don't have that problem anymore because we've all dropped Call of Duty like we dropped Diablo 4.
It's so sad. Like Nelson, myself, and Will literally mainlined Ascension for like a week and a half straight, and now I'm back to not being in it, really, because of everything that's gone on. But guys, recaps of the show. Starfield has a very uneasy feeling for me. I hope it's great. If it's not going to surprise me at all. But I really hope it's great. Uh, Trails, I agree. Witcher 3 does have the best side quest. The Bloody Baron is a side quest that I will never forget. It is phenomenal. Um, and then PlayStation Plus gave us our worst month ever, and it's still an amazing month. So suck on it, Game Pass. And I just had to throw that in there. We
It's
found out
better
tonight.
than games with gold.
You mean Game Pass Lite? What are they calling that Game Pass again? The just
I think
the
it's Game Pass Core.
Game Pass Core. That's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's Game Pass Core and there's Game Pass Console, but
Trails, stop it. You said earlier it was going to be a 9 out of 10. Which one is it?
one of them you get the Game Pass, but you don't get the multi, and the other one you get the multi, but you get a 25 listed trial Game Pass. Makes no sense. It's basically all to push you to the ultimate.
Yeah, it's anyways.
It's upselling without upselling, It's like,
Bro, that's their motto. You mentioned it earlier. If the reviews for Starfield are good, you're going to pay an extra $31 to get early access. It's an upsell. So they get your 20 bucks and they get your upgrade. You're now at, let's see, 20 plus 31 is $51. What they're
yep.
telling you is that Starfield is worth $51.
And that $51 is better than the 16.99.
Yes, I get that. But it's the whole thing is an upsell. That's what it is. And by no means, y'all, I cut this shit down the middle every time. Sony does the same shit. Okay? They'll put the base game on PlayStation Plus Extra and then hope that you buy the DLCs with it. That's what happened with Ragnarok, and then they took Ragnarok away because the deals cycle in and out. They do. And now you have to buy Ragnarok to be able to access any DLC you purchase while playing it through PlayStation Plus Premium or Extra. So like they both do it. One is just sleazier about it. Like one is just one is just more not sleazier. I can't say it like that. What's the word I'm looking for there?
Shiesty?
One doesn't have the clout to be able to do that. Is I guess what I'm trying to say. Like y- grimy, yeah. Just because when Sony does it, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. They're just trying to make some extra money. Cool. I'm gonna go play these other games. Like when Xbox does it, like, damn guys, y'all are struggling really hard, and you're nickel and diming your players still. Like, stop it. Give your players something. It's interesting how
Oh, they give their
yes,
customers plenty of things. They give them clothes and they give them new controllers every month.
and refrigerators.
Oh, I mean, they've only given them two refrigerators. The original refrigerator, and then they redid the refrigerator for some reason.
Man,
Surprised they haven't come a Series S stove or something.
Series S stove.
Series S hot plate for like the
No,
apartment.
no, it'd be a Series S stove for like RVs and stuff. It would just
Yeah, so
be
it's a
yeah,
hot plate.
yeah, a hot plate. Yeah, yeah. There are the same amount of fridges as there are consoles. That's fucked up. Nail polish too. Yeah.
Oh
Toolman knows all
God.
about that nail polish. Hey, no judgment here. You do you, boo. But guys, I enjoyed the show. I was telling um, RP and the pre-chat that we did. I was telling him that I really just wanted to cancel tonight. I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad I pushed through it. I know that I was off tonight. I know that I didn't come with my normal, uh, you know, book chapter timestamp. This is where they said it. This is who said it. Um, but thank y'all for coming in and hanging out with us. I really shit. I really appreciate that. Um, hit that.
Proprietary.
Yeah, proprietor. I say, boy, it's mine. That's but yeah, I'm going to. We're going to be closing this down. Seriously though, Sea of Stars, my God, guys, get it, play it, love it. It's going to be so good, and the stuff they've done with some of the animations make it really, really high quality to me. The shadow work that they've done on the characters when they're walking over water areas um, is some of the coolest stuff I've seen uh, in a JRPG like this. And so like that alone just tells me they took their time with it. And if for nothing else, it has the composer from Chrono Trigger who's doing the music, so you know if nothing else, the music is going to be fire. Play Sea of Stars. I'm not sponsored by them. Dear God, I know if anybody sees my Twitter, they're going to think I am. That would be kind of a dream come true. But I'm not sponsored by them. I just really think that this game needs to take off like a missile so we can get a Sea of Stars 2. Also, if you haven't played it, I haven't either, but there's a game called The Messenger that this is a prequel to, I believe. So that's awesome that they're building games within the same universe. Uh, Josh, I was told you don't have to play The Messenger first because this is a prequel. That I could be wrong. But yeah, guys, y'all have a great night tonight. RP, thanks for stopping by. You can find RP. Actually, RP, go ahead and give us your Twitter handle.
Oh, I gotta look that up, but
Because you
It's
recently changed it, didn't you?
yeah, I changed. I'm trying to keep everything same, but you can find me at RP Gaming 88 on the Twitter or X or whatever the hell it is now. Um, I'll be on Twitch when right before Starfield drops. I will. If you follow me on Twitter, you can catch my Twitch stream there, and I'll post it. But really, that'll be it on Twitter and Twitch because, PlayStation 5 still hates my YouTube account, so I can't post over there. Um, yeah, that's really the only places that you're going to be able to find me. If you want to add me on PSN or you want to add me on Xbox, just message me through Twitter, and I'll send you my information.
Real quick before we go, y'all thought it was over. This is the after show. Y'all just need to start treating me like King Thrash. When I say it's almost over, that means we got like 10 more minutes left. Um, RP, you
Oh,
didn't
what?
bring this up. They are making a wrap to fit the Xbox Series console for the um, Starfield.
Yeah, and I sent you a picture about 2 weeks ago of a sticker that you can get on eBay for $20 instead.
Um, by wrap, does it mean like it's going to click in like the plates do on a?
I think it's just a magnetic thing. It's just gonna wrap around your console like a burrito, and it's gonna have a little magnetic strap or a Velcro strap on the back.
Oh my God.
Yep, you're gonna put a dress on your console. Is basically what it looks like.
You're you're literally putting a wrap on it.
Yep. It's no stickers, no adhesives, no none of that, no decals. It's just literally it's a
No
dress you
special
put on your
plate,
console.
no nothing. It is a dress you put on your console.
Yep, it's an Xbox dress, and it's
Oh,
$50.
it's fit.
It's $50. It's $49.99 on the Xbox Store.
What? Why? Why? Why not do just a
Be,
premium edition console? Why not just? That is fucking retarded. I can't say both of those words together at the same time. Sorry, YouTube. But like,
but
good
you can
God.
have plates. You can have Spider-Man 2 plates for what were they going for? Like 70, $80? I think 80.
Yeah, and those are actual plates. It's not like
They're
I'm just
plates. But
consoles
yep.
cost more. That's true. They don't have the money for it. It has Velcro. Jesus.
Well, that's
Uh,
because they took all their consoles, all their Series X consoles, and they're putting them back in the factory in the server rooms because they want to do all that. But that's a whole different other story. So what's easier, making more consoles, more Series X's, or making a wrap that you can put around your console?
oh, that's so ghetto. Like, it just.
Or you can
It's
go on or you can go on eBay and you can order a $20 sticker pack.
like. So, I was talking to my wife about this because the Spider Man plates look gorgeous. But the more I look at my PlayStation, I just really love the look and the design of it. Like, I have no desire to change the plates. I could have done it a million times by now. I could have plastic dipped them. I could have done some other cool stuff with them. I got a buddy who uh, is able to like carbon fiber stuff, and he could have done that. Like so many cool things that you can do with the plates. But I really just like how my PlayStation looks like a gosh darn freaking rocket ship that's about to take off. And it's just so cool. It That was the biggest thing that got me when the two consoles were announced a few years ago. Hell, I guess it's been several now. It's been like 4 years. Was that one was literally a giant rectangle, and the other one looked like a future like console. Like
Yeah,
you
like,
you can look at the PS5 and go, "Ooh, that thing is from the future." Like it just looks like it is.
Yeah, I mean, you got the PlayStation 5 that, you can tell when you walk in the room, everybody's gonna know, hey, well, that's PlayStation 5. And then you look over this black box and it's like, what's the deal with the spray painted black cinder block sitting on your desk?
That you have a jacket on.
Yeah, or read a wrap. So,
Or a wrap, yeah.
but
Um,
no, yeah, I'm actually wanting to get the purple plates for the PlayStation 5 because I have
to
the purple
match.
controller.
See, I have the blue controller, and I absolutely love it. I have a blue one and a white one, and the white one never gets used because my gaming sessions never go past like a couple hours. But, anyways, guys, that was a good little after show. That was glad I got on Twitter because that's nice. You also have pink, of course you do, Josh. I can see that. I can see that. That's good.
He just wants it to look like something else.
That's funny. All right, guys, y'all can find me on Twitter at Thrifty PSGR. You can find me on PlayStation. I will try to add y'all. Hero, if you watch this afterwards, I know that you sent me a thing, and I can't remember if I accepted it or not. Um, but it's on the PlayStation. It's at, or no, it's not at. Jesus, it's Thrifty PS underscore GR. Um, and so, yeah, guys, just kind of keep me in your thoughts this week. I had a little bit of a rough time at work today. I actually almost collapsed, and so they had to send me home early. I might not be going into work tomorrow, so just kind of keep me in your thoughts a little bit because work is literally a killer right now. It's like 100, I think it was like 112-degree heat index today, and I was up in the attic for a lot of the day. So
In our area of the U.S., it is probably one of the hottest summers, so hottest
it
Augusts in quite some years.
it is, and I actually I got burned on my face like a sunburn, but I wasn't out in the sun. I was up in an attic, so I was literally cooking up in the attic, and so yeah, Josh, you're from Australia. That doesn't count. Josh is like, it's winter here. Yeah, shut up.
Oh, your time will come.
Yeah, yes, it will. Dude, I just couldn't live in Australia, dude. There's too many. They have the biggest and meanest of everything. Like that's like they have spiders that could literally own a home. I don't want that. I don't need that in my life. I like that my little spiders are brown and can jump. We, but anyways, guys, y'all have a great night. Hit that like button on your way out, and as always, stay thrifty.